Yeah, I was born in Raymond, Alberta, and October the 24th of 1930. So I can remember Dad coming home, and he would set up his sawhorses after work, and he had a big hunk of lumber, and he was cutting 2x4s, and he piled them up every night. He did one. So then he managed to have enough, and he built what we called the shack, and that was then our home. And I think, what is it? I think about 16 by 16 or something like that. So we lived in that after that. And then he he rented a quarter section of land, and we moved the shack there. And that's where he did his farming, his first farming. Well, there would be my mom and dad and myself, and then, of course, my brothers afterwards. And my sister. I had an older sister. We were fine. We were all happy. We were all warm. We had lots to eat. It was enjoyable. It was nice. Everybody was the same. I was allowed to do anything I wanted to do. Yeah, I had a good upbringing. I wish my little grandkids could have the life I had. Yeah. My dad had hired, it was war years, and the young guys were all gone. And Dad had hired a fellow from Lethbridge, and he would come at 9 o'clock in the morning to harvest. At 5 o'clock, he was gone. He didn't show up for the weekend. So my sister and I, we were sitting on the step there. She must have been 12 and I was 10. I said, how about if we run the combine and the tractor? So she said, well, ask Dad. So I asked Dad. He said, yeah, you girls can try, but it's too late tonight. You can try in the morning. So it was Saturday morning. And we did it. After that, we were the combine people. And then the neighbors, they were complaining because they couldn't get anybody to work either. Well, they said, the Crombez girls are running the combine and the tractors. Why can't our wives and kids do it? Well, can you imagine on a combine and a tractor at that age? But we did. We must have been about 10. But by then I had already driven the tractor in the field too, so my dad was never sick. But anyhow, we had a little calf that was born on Easter morning. She was a gorgeous little calf, brown with a nice silvery coat on her. So Dad decided he was going to keep her. So then she had her first calf, so he had to milk her, so he milked her. But she wouldn't let us milk her, but it was okay, for me to pet her for a while. And after that, she had an attitude. She wouldn't even let me do that. So anyhow, then my dad happened to be sick one morning. He had the flu or something. He's still in bed. I was about, 15, 16 or so. I thought, well, I can do everything my dad does. I had this big attitude. So I went out there. I couldn't even get her in the barn. So I went back in the house. I put Dad's pants on, and I put his sweater on, and his sweater was an old sweater that he overlapped, and it was his favorite one of those bulky ones. A few holes here and there, no buttons, but he always had a pocket full of nails that he would lace through the front. So I put that on, and I put his beanie cap on, tucked all my hair underneath it, and away I went. Gave one big biller, and she headed right for the barn. So I thought, well, I got you. So I got her in there, and I wrapped the cow chains around her back and got the milk stool and everything ready, and the cats were all lined up along the side with their little dish for milk. And I sat down just like my dad always did, and he leaned his head against her flanks. I did the same thing because I knew exactly what Dad did. And the minute I touched her, she just went straight up, out, and out the door. Took half the door with her. I was flat on my back. The milk stool was laying on one side with the dislocated leg. The milk pail had a great big bruise in it. The cats, you couldn't find them. They were gone. The cow chain that I had wrapped around her was laying towards the door. a complete disaster. So my poor dad had to get up and milk that cow. A week later, she found herself in the Lethbridge auction mart. We had a radio, but then we couldn't listen to it too good because we had a battery, and the battery was supposed to run the car as well as the radio, so we only listened to the news because we didn't want to run the battery dead for the car. We always behaved ourselves real well, every one of us. I never had a spanking. My brothers and sisters never had a spanking. We never even had a swat on our heads. They were good parents, really good parents. I just enjoyed everything. I did leather work, I did painting, I did crocheting, knitting, everything. Drove the tractors, drove combines, had a horse. Favorite horse. It was a Pinto horse, and she died from sleeping sickness. She was found dead in the morning. That set me back pretty bad because we were really good friends. Yeah. That's the saddest part. My mom liked me, liked all of us doing everything we could possibly do. And I took up leather work. I made hundreds of purses. I made them and my mom gave them away. She was in the hospital, and she had a favorite nurse, was really good to her. And she wanted to give her something, but they're not allowed to take anything. So anyhow, when she got home, she said, you have to make her a purse. So I made her a purse, and then we delivered it at her house. There was a contest in the Free Press that we had, and it was a picture of Baltimore Orioles. And they are orange and black, right? So I colored them, and my mom sent them away. And I had first prize, 2 real nice bird books. Boy, was I ever happy. So I think maybe that's when I started in painting and whatnot. But my mom encouraged all of us to do everything we possibly could do. Everything. I'm most proud of my 3 kids because I think I sort of treated them the same way I was treated. And the oldest one now, of course, is retired. That's Rod. He was a chemical engineer. My daughter, she's an accountant. And Wayne, he's a mechanic and a businessman, so they're all doing well. My grandkids are all doing well, so I'm happy with my whole family. I knew Rod wanted to go to Calgary to university. And of course, that's a 4-year term, right? And at the time, I was driving school bus. And the first year, I was getting a check for $115 a month. He got the 100 and I got the 15. What a rotten deal, huh? But anyhow, he made it, so good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he paid you back. Good.
Yeah, sorta. I don't know if he's listening to this or not. And then I drove school bus for a while, and Wayne ended up being the mechanic for the buses at the county. So, meaning of life is be satisfied with what you have. Just think about what you have. If you have this and that and the other thing, enjoy it. Be happy, right? Enjoy it. Enjoy what you have. Don't look at the next guy. He might be into debt up to his ears, you don't know. But he looks like he's in good shape. But is he? So enjoy what you have. Be kind to everybody. that you can be kind to. Enjoy your friendships. Enjoy your family, especially your family.
Mama, no one loves me like my mama. My special one, unlike no other. My one and only mama. Mama, nothing heals me like my mama. All the lessons that I'm gonna